Hi guys, welcome to this short tutorial on how to use the paper mill synthetic paper for alcohol ink. I hope that you've watched the introduction video on how to use this and the inks I've been using and the alcohol. If you've already watched it, that's great. If you haven't watched it, head on over, have a watch, and then we'll get stuck into this one. Okay, so next we have using the white. So like I said before, I've got the Pinata Blanco. This is white alcohol ink, and one of the things to use on the black yupo paper is white alcohol ink, but unfortunately it doesn't quite work the way you want it to. So mistake number, I don't even know. Right, so the first time I used this I thought, oh well, normally I use these alcohol inks with this isopropyl alcohol. So I figured, well, I'm going to do it again. I've got some of the isopropyl alcohol in this little bottle, and I'll show you why you can't use normal isopropyl alcohol with this white on the black paper. So put some alcohol down like I always do. Put some of the white down. Blow it around. And as you can see, it's left all these little white pigments all over the paper. So, add some more. Basically what's happened is my white alcohol has broken up with this isopropyl alcohol and has just left all these little pigments all over the place. Now, some people may think that this is a really fantastic look and they go, hey, I actually really like that. That's fantastic. If that's what you like, that's what you like. Personally, I'm not happy with it, and I was really disappointed the first time I tried to use it. Used this isopropyl alcohol with the white and kind of went, that's not what I'm after. I want a nice smooth white. I want the white to be clearly visible, but I want this nice smooth, almost, texture. I don't want all these little white dots. I don't want the breaking up of the alcohol ink. So that's where the Pinata Clara extender comes in. Now, normally on the white paper, the isopropyl alcohol is fine. I never really use this, but for this black synthetic paper, you're going to need to use this if you want the white. And here's the difference. So you put the white extender down, put some of the white down, blow it with a straw, and already you can see it's this beautiful milky white that you've got. You don't have any of the little granulized white bits that you get in with the normal isopropyl alcohol. Now, I don't know the chemical difference between these two. I do know that the Clara extender is an isopropyl alcohol, but it's pretty clear to me that you cannot use the normal isopropyl alcohol with the white on this paper unless you want this look. You're going to have to get something like the Pinata Clara extender. I haven't used any other type, so I'm not sure if there's anything else that's similar to this that may still work, but it will leave you with this beautiful milky white look. And if we use the heat gun, just put my finger in it. You can see there's quite a big difference between the two. So again, this one is the standard isopropyl alcohol that I've used, and this one, the Pinata Clara extender. I've used exactly the same alcohol ink for both of them, but very, very different results. So if you want a piece that's more like that milky white just on the black synthetic paper, then definitely go with this. If you want to add something that's really different and have those broken up bits, then feel free to use the isopropyl alcohol, but just be warned that it's probably going to turn out looking like that. So now, what does it look like if you're doing this with the colours? So grab another piece of little paper. So one of the first experiments that I did with the white, which is how I found out that the isopropyl sends the white, in all different directions, is I had the black paper and I decided to put the white and put my pearlescent inks down as well. So let me try that on one side and we'll see what that looks like. So again, we've got the isopropyl alcohol. We'll just put 3 dots of white. We're going to go maybe for a pink, if the pink decides to work for me. Whoop. So you can see in here, unfortunately, really hasn't turned out the way that I want it to. It's just ended up with these big white clumps. It's also ended up with the pink kind of going everywhere. You can see here, you can see exactly where I've dropped the white, and this is what I mean by you have to work fast with this paper. You can't leave it for a second because that white has already soaked into the paper and it's already left this big kind of blob. So let's just do heat gun. I really don't like this. Again, some people may try it out and go, hey, I actually really like how it's turned out. Personally, I'm not a fan. I feel like these kind of white bits here kind of look a bit like dodgy cheese. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend it. Now, we'll shake up the pink again and let's do another experiment, and hopefully this drops nicely. Yep. Let's do it with the claret extender. So I'll do that. Yeah, we'll do 3 drops of white. This time we'll do the pink. You can already see a huge difference here. Now the pink obviously isn't as bold as some of the other colours, but you can already see that there is a beautiful mixture of the pink and the white. The pink has just given the white just like this really beautiful colour, and it hasn't soaked in straight away to the paper. So let's try that. So already very, very different. We've done exactly the same technique here. All we've done is use 2 different alcohols. So again, this one was the claret extender by Pinata, and this side was the normal isopropyl alcohol. Now, I don't know about you, but I much prefer this than this. But again, that's just me. You may have a go and try this, but this is what I mean by with the black paper, you really need to know what you're doing, because otherwise there's just so many mistakes that could be made. And it's a lot of trial and error. If you're new to alcohol inks, literally just experiment, grab a few things, cut the paper into small pieces, have a few experiments and see what you think. If you're experienced with alcohol inks, throw everything you know about alcohol inks out the window, because it's definitely not going to work for you and you're going to have to try something different. So one thing you could do with this is put some of the extender down, Put a few drops of the blue, a few drops of pink, put some white on top, a bit more of the extender, a little bit more blue. Basically, we're just trying to mix a lot of the colours around. So obviously if you put more colours in with the white, it'll get rid of that pure white colour. So I might do a little bit more of the blue over here. So I'll do 3 drops of blue, 1 drop of white. Oh, 2 came out. Just dry this off. And so you can see with this one, it's got this really amazing kind of patterns to it. Yes, it's still quite white, it's still quite pale, but you can still see those other colours in there. And it just gives like this beautiful pearlescent shine to it. Again, you can add a lot more colour to it and just have a little bit of the white. You can experiment, you know, drop the colour, then do a drop of white and then put more colour on top. Or you can just start with 1 drop of white and then a few drops of colour. So if we do some of that, so maybe what we'll do in the corner is we'll put a little bit more of the alcohol, do 1 drop of white, I'm going to do quite a few drops of blue. Blow that around. And again, it's mixed quite well. But as you can see here, the white lifts really quickly from this synthetic paper. So this is why earlier I was saying you have to work fast, because otherwise you're going to end up with this kind of effect where you've already done 1 layer, you go in and do another layer, but then it's actually taken off some of that colour from the base of the paper. So this paper is kind of strange in that it soaks the colours in really quickly, but if you add layers and layers and layers, it's going to remove those layers and you're going to end up with what you thought was beautiful, potentially turning into a little bit of a mess, because all the hard work that you've already done is then undone by the fact that you've redone another layer. So, but that's one of the beautiful effects that you can do with the pearlescent inks and that Clara extender. So, thank you for watching my video on how to use the Paper Mill synthetic paper for alcohol ink. I really hope you enjoyed it and that you learnt something valuable. Please stick around and have a look at the other videos that I've posted about using this paper. There are some really cool tips and tricks. I hope you can get something good out of it and that you have a successful story when you're utilising this paper. Stick around and let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this and if you'd like to see more.